Now to an unorthodox way to fight Chicago violence. It's a unique story you'll only see here on CBS 2. Our Jermont Terry takes us inside the maximum security unit at the Cook County Jail. People accused of committing crimes now trying to stop them.
Chicago is a world-class city.
1834, go.
But it's a city in crisis.
Somebody died.
The entire world is looking at this catastrophe in Chicago.
From a surge in violent carjackings.
You tried to interrupt it.
To an unprecedented string of mass shootings.
You tried to cease it.
And more than 100 children shot in the streets so far this year.
You've tried to bring more police. You've talked about the National Guard.
Everyone is asking what can be done to make it stop.
I know the pain of being locked up in prison.
This man believes the solution starts here.
No one has gone in and included the very people that are doing these things or have the propensity to do these kinds of things in the conversation of how we clean up the violence in Chicago.
No one until now.
The only people that can stop this is all of us.
I'm 25. I was 20 when I got locked up.
Inside the Cook County Jail Maximum Security Division, we find inmate number 2015-092-8304. Behind the tattoos in the Department of Correction jumper, he's simply David Brown.
Don't you give up.
You can't.
5 years here. That's how long Brown's been here without bond, awaiting trial for a murder he's accused of committing in 2015. He's spending this day getting to know this man, Victor Woods, along with nearly 100 other violent inmates.
You're all right now living a nightmare.
A nightmare Woods has lived firsthand.
I started my first armed robbery ring when I was 16 years old.
After serving time in prison for armed robbery, Woods only elevated his criminal resume when he was released.
I came out with a degree in counterfeiting, a degree in credit card fraud.
In 1988, Woods started one of the nation's largest credit card scams, ripping off more than $40 million before finally getting caught and locked up. He served 14 years in federal prison.
I know the ultimate pain of looking in the mirror and wishing that you had made a different decision.
That's why Woods and his friends, many who are also ex-offenders turned businessmen, are back on the inside, all trying to convince the 6,000 Cook County inmates, many repeat offenders themselves, to address what's happening outside the jail walls.
This is the young man that killed Hadith Pendleton. He didn't mean to do it. He was shooting at somebody else.
They are showing these accused murderers the impact of their crimes on real people, their families, and their friends.
I didn't know all these shootings was going on, all these kids getting shot.
This is unique, but it's necessary in your opinion.
It really is. I mean, I will say, like, that I have a genuine concern. I live in the city of Chicago.
Which is why Dr. Jane Goopser, the executive director of the Cook County Jail, jumped at the chance to let Woods and his group speak their heartfelt message to the most violent offenders here.
Ultimately, I hope someone leaves here and gets on the phone, maybe talks to their friends, a little brother, a sister, someone, and says, you know what, it's not worth it, right? Think twice about what we're doing out there.
When you look at the faces of these individuals, these inmates, do you think it's hitting home?
I think so. I think that there's a lot of people here who wish they could have gone back in time.
The exact sentiments of the youngest inmates I met.
How old are you, KK?
I'm 20.
Kirako Basarakos, or KK, has been locked up since he was 18. Moments before sitting in this chair, he found out he's not getting out. The court denied him bond. He will stay behind bars until his trial on attempted murder charges.
So I kind of lost hope, you know. I hung up my phone call with my mom, you know. I was mad at everything. Ever since I got locked up, you know, it woke me up. So it sucks that there's still people out there doing the same thing I was just doing.
KK says he's truly troubled by Chicago's violence, even though he's accused of contributing to it.
Why do people in Chicago, like people like myself, we always gotta do something illegal? We gotta move past that.
The only people who can change the culture of what's going on in this city is all of you.
That's why Woods' message offers more than hope.
He was in the same shoes as me. And, you know, if he can do it, then I can do it.
It demands a commitment from the men in this room to make a pledge.
It's called Spare the Children.
A promise to keep women, children, and innocent lives safe.
May I please have a show of hands of everyone who is willing to sign this pledge, please. Raise them high. Let everybody in Chicago see it. Face the camera, let them see it. Raise them up.
One by one, those same hands signed, including David Brown.
David, was there any hesitation after listening to this presentation to sign the pledge?
Not at all. No, not at all. No hesitation whatsoever. He motivated me. I promise you, I'm going to send it to somebody. Somebody that I know who has a big influence on other people.
People don't normally go and talk to the people who have committed the crimes and say, stop the violence.
To me, this is common sense. What do they got to lose?
At the Cook County Jail, Jermont Terry, CBS 2 News.
Wood was not paid to come and talk to inmates. He plans to go back, though, to the Cook County Jail later this year to finish and get additional inmates on board.
I wrote this letter while I was in prison. This is to inspire you now to get busy on whatever it is you want to do. I was in federal maximum security prison and wrote this letter. As a man or woman thinking, so is he or she. To Mr. Daniel Swoop, this is dated March 8, 1993. Let me begin this letter by applauding your efforts in gang and crime prevention. There should be more programs like yours. My name is Victor Woods. I am currently incarcerated in a federal penitentiary in Oxford, Wisconsin. I first learned of your program through a newspaper article. I wrote a letter asking for a job as a speaker, as an inmate. Nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. Nothing.
You can be jammed up again, you will be back. So I changed courage and change. And the last is redemption. Then the more I seen what he did, and he would say, come in the juvenile detention center with me and speak to these kids. Now, I did not want to do that. I'm like, man, I'm trying to get this promo stuff off the ground. I'm not getting paid to speak in no juvenile detention center. You not even getting paid to speak in juvenile detention center. Come with me. So I felt obligated to go because I know how much he did for me. And I went. And I was redeeming myself to tell the same story. We didn't have any of these, accolades that we got now, just on the screen, but it made me feel good. And I had to think. He changed my thinking in prison.
And like Victor said, most powerful people I ever met, the smartest people I met, went to college. I went to college for 1 year. Went to college, went on the street. He was here. Yeah. Man, all this talent. We got old man Bob. Man, how the hell you get the TV? Man, he can fix the TV and everything and hooked you back up. How did that happen? You know, it's just so much things we got. We got artists, rappers, all this talent we got here. You got to go ahead and you get out of here, man. You got the talent, man. And go for it. I went for it. I don't know. Can we detail?
I wanted to take a moment to really formally introduce myself. I'm a national speaker, and I've spoken and worked with police officers. I've spoken at schools. I've spoken in universities. I actually have even trained police officers. And I wanted to take a moment this evening to explain exactly what the program and what we do and what we did that day. And people have asked me a simple question. Many people have said, well, if you're trying to stop shooting in Chicago, why are you going into jail? Those people are already locked up. Well, each one of those people who are locked up, many who are returning home, we have a unique opportunity to speak with them, as you saw on TV, talk with them and inspire them and give them an opportunity for redemption and have them take some control over their behavior. We went in and asked them not to shoot innocent women and children when they get out. And if we give messages at the Cook County Jail, which is one of the largest jails in the country, that the crime rate will go down. I have done that in Florida. In fact, I had a police chief, the mayor and city council members go into the Manatee County Jail with me, and we spoke and we connected with those individuals, and the crime rate did go down. And what means the most to me, and what I'm most concerned about, is the death of our little boys and girls. Some who won't make it to first grade this year because they're going to be shot and killed, and they're innocent victims. What I'm saying to you is, this is a problem that is a human problem that involves all the city, people in the city, people downtown on the Magnificent Mile, people on the south side, the west side, the north side. These are children. And as we know, by neglecting some of the citizens in some of the different places in the city, it is now converged on downtown Chicago. In fact, we even have people who are leaving the city of Chicago because crime has become what we all know untenable at this time. In this city, we have, and I don't want to name names because we have a lot of infighting politically, what to do about the untenable violence, and they're arguing and fighting. We should all be able to agree that our children, 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, even pregnant women sometimes are being shot and killed with a baby in their womb. That is of concern for everybody. And we need to concentrate on the deaths of these young children who are dying every day. In fact, in the last 6 months, we've had over 200 children shot in this city alone. And that is unacceptable. It's intolerable, or at least it should be. Her name is Paulette Peaks. She's a young girl. She died at 8 years old. And you know why she died? Well, she wanted some candy. She asked her aunt to take her to the store. In an all too familiar story, this young girl was shot and killed by a stray bullet that came through the corner store and ended her life. 8 years old. I went to her funeral. I spoke to her at her funeral. I did not know her. That was over 20 years ago. What would Paulette Peaks be today if she was alive? Would she be a police chief, an astronaut, a city council member, a doctor, a lawyer, maybe even the president of the United States, an Olympian? We'll never know, because her life was cut down like so many children in this city. This is my cause. This is what I am doing by going into Cook County Jail, asking men, showing these pictures, showing them tapes, showing them news clips of the damage that is done. This is the young man that killed Hadith Pendleton. He didn't mean to do it. He was shooting at somebody else. I spoke to 100 of the most violent individuals in that county jail in the maximum security prison. Each one of those individuals took the pledge to not kill innocent children, women, or men when they are released. Each one of those men have become an ambassador of hope, an ambassador of change. Some of those very men will call some of their friends and talk to them about what they heard and about their pledge and encourage them to stop. Many of those people will talk about it in the jail. This is how you begin to do this, by coming face to face with the problem. I'm working directly with Chicago Peace Org. And as I said, we're not asking for anything to do this work, but we need help. There's 6,000 people who are locked up in the county jail. I've spoken to 100. I have 5,900 more men to speak to. I've got a criminal justice system that in this state that houses men in over 50 prisons in this state. I want to talk to them all. I want to give them all an opportunity to sign a pledge to not do these horrible things. I want to go into the juvenile detention center. We're going to need a little help. So I'm asking each and every person who sees this, and I'm specifically talking about people at the corporate level, people who have a business, people who have means. I'm not asking people who are struggling in life. I'm not asking people who live in these various communities who are under siege with this violence to give anything to Chicago Peace Org. As I know, those people need help. That's why we're doing this. But if you live downtown on the Magnificent Mile, if you are a person of means, if you own a company, can you please help us help you keep this city safe? So I'm asking you, please visit Chicago Peace Org. If you have an idea, if you have something on your mind that can help us, if you want to participate in what we're doing, please go to Chicago Peace Org and get in touch with us.